reminder to everybody, this is a strict no spoiler, no backseating territory. If you want to do either of those things, I recognize that the temptation is very difficult to resist. I have learned that. And so our Discord has a special stream spoilers channel. And if you wish to join that, !Discord, FluteBot will give you the link. Click on that link, pop into like general or stream chat and be like, yo, mods, give me stream spoilers access. And they will be like, boop, you've got permissions. And then you can go into the stream spoilers channel and be like, psst. And I don't go there, so you can spoil as much as you like there. Yeah, May, I've been told that my streams are kind of like one part Let's Play, one part vlog. And you know what? I'm okay with that. So if anybody has never watched me before and you have just wandered over here because you are like, I like Horizon Zero Dawn, I want to see this person play it for the first time. Or maybe you've heard that I like to talk about story and stuff, and you're like, I'm curious about this person. Please pay attention to the Lore Runs logo in the corner. The Lore Runs logo in the corner is your warning sign that we are very slow and we talk a lot here. So if you are looking for speedrunning, I'm afraid you will be very disappointed. If you are looking for completionism, you're probably going to be disappointed. If you don't have a lot of patience for somebody talking a lot, I am sorry. Because that is what I am. But if you think the idea of sitting around for 20 minutes talking about like some key element of world building and how that reflects on something in the real world, if that sounds like a good time to you, pull up a chair, my friend. You have found your people. So with all that said, shall we dive in? Shall we play Horizon Zero Dawn? I got out my capture card for this. I haven't used it since Final Fantasy VII Remake earlier this year, and I have moved since then, so I had to dig it out. Well, thank you all. Yes, so I try not to apologize too much, but I will straight up say, I think we all have our little brain gremlins topics, things that we know that we're not rational about. For me, streaming is a really bad brain gremlins topic. So that's why sometimes my things go up live. That's why I tend to be really kind of like, oh no, I talk too much, all these things. I'm trying to be better about it, but I'm also trying to recognize and acknowledge that it's there, because that makes it easier for me to kind of overcome it. And also it means that other folks can be like, hey, Lauren, I noticed that the streams for the past 2 weeks haven't been uploaded. Are the brain gremlins winning? And sometimes the answer is like, no, I've just been really busy. But sometimes it's like, yes. Yes, the brain gremlins tell me nobody wants to care. Nobody wants to see them. So, yeah, I will do my best not to have that be a problem. But for whatever reason it is. So I'm working on it. Oh my goodness. The rebuild of Crisis Core 2.0. Oh my god, beast practices. Look, Crisis Core 2, speaking of Crisis Core 2. The arrangement of Hollow that I'm working on with my friends that I did the Price of Freedom cover with. Our drummer just sent us drum tracks. And I'm just like, I'm so excited, folks. I cannot wait to share that with you. So it's going to happen. I'm really looking forward to it. I have to like transcribe out parts for a piano and some strings. I have water. You should have water too, because FluteBot will prompt us to drink, and my channel points can be redeemed to make me fix my posture and drink water and stretch. And I try to encourage you to do the same thing when somebody redeems those. All right. I did, in fact... Well, no, I didn't need to eat dinner because we had such a big lunch. But I did eat half of a croissant because that was all I had room for. A friend came over. She's in chat right now. But we hung out and we ate a lot of food, and it was good. All right. So that's enough preamble. I think it is time for me to dive on into the game. If you have any questions about how things go, if you're new here, please, by the way, if you are a lurker and you're like, some of these people seem to know what they're doing. Some of these people seem to know each other. I don't know if I can speak up. please feel welcome, especially if you're somebody who's bouncing over here for the first time from YouTube. Like, at least half of the folks who are in chat right now, that's their origin story. That's their, like, LaurentheFlute streams origin story. So, like, you are in good company, and everyone will be like, here's the popcorn, please hang out. So yeah. Yeah, no, Nickspot is actually one of my oldest friends, but we've never lived in the same country before, so we've been having fun hanging out. Yes, and so, by the way, YouTube, if you're watching this and you want to join us live on Twitch or on the Discord, please feel free. All right, this time for real. Let's dive on in. Please let me know if there's anything weird about the audio or timing, because capture card, but I think we'll be good. Let's do it, folks. Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm gonna scoot my camera this way. Okay. Did I do it wrong? No, I didn't mess it up. That's a cool logo. Kind of looks like the GameCube logo, like, and that it's a cube and a G. Oh, now it gives me a title screen. It didn't do that earlier, which is why we didn't sit on this. It tried to show me an opening cinematic. All right. Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay, first of all, how is our audio balance? Or are you getting it? Oh, I bet you're getting it in duplicate, aren't you? Hold on. Wait. I've heard this song before. I'm sorry. Oh! Are you hearing this? Wait. I have listened to this song before. Sorry, folks. I got distracted. Oh my god, the drums just kicked in. I'm sorry. It's just so pretty. I can't hit a button. It's so pretty. The only thing that can make me stop talking in the entire world, not losing my voice, but music. I guess I should probably play this game. What kind of story am I expecting was a question that I was asked. An adventure story. I think I'm gonna go on a quest. Maybe I'm gonna go on a quest to find myself or save the world, or both. Other than that, I genuinely don't know. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna start new game. Like, I'm definitely gonna hit that button. Man. I mean, like, if you want to know, like, what the music tells me about the game so far and what the, like, looking at this goes, like, I assume that the, like, setting is going to be kind of like some sort of, like, a... not set in our world. Some sort of There is a better adjective for it, and I don't know what it is, but I would say a tribal feeling society where there's like a unique culture. Maybe we are nomads? I don't know. But it has the feel of trying to have a more like, it seems to me like it's trying to go for more of a like the native people of a land who have a relationship with the world around them sort of connection, rather than one of the contemporary modern societies that is very disconnected from the world around it, like a lot of mainstream American society. It doesn't look like this is a high technology thing. It doesn't sound like this is a high technology thing, honestly. Like, this sounds like world music, which is a genre, rather than, like, no cyberpunk, which is a bit confusing because, yes, the cover art does show a robot dinosaur. But, you know, Dinotopia exists, so, like, whatever, people can do whatever. If we're gonna, like, fight, like, Magitech dinosaurs or whatever, that's fine. That's fine. I loved Dinotopia as a kid too. Thank you, Coleraines. Yes, thank you for anyone who tuned in, by the way, for the concert that we had on Sunday. I was really excited about it. I'm gonna ask my friends if they want the music, like their performances, to be stuck up on YouTube, and I may do that. So we'll see. Now, I believe that was Grain Base. Absolutely gorgeous books. So, like, is it like the other thing, like the one thing that I know about this game is that everyone loves Aloy, and I know that it's pronounced Aloy because my friends have talked about her a lot. So I'm wondering whether she will become my next video game girlfriend. We will find out if I will join the ranks of literally everyone I know in being gay for Aloy. The expectation from my friends is yes. I have been told this in no uncertain terms. Gayloy. Thank you, Chrono. All right. Well, welcome everybody. Let's give this a go. Oh man, I wouldn't have been able to do my little like intro speech thing with this music. I would have just been distracted. All right. So, new game. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, I want to see how they describe these. Okay. Balances the journey with a challenging combat experience. Those who simply want to explore the world and story. That's beautiful. The focus, like, none of this has to do with talking down to you, which is actually really helpful. Not because I think that people are necessarily going to be shamed out of using those choices, but because it normalizes the idea of not being shamed, of using these choices not being shameful. Because I think that there may be people who are like, I would like to play it on a story mode or an easy mode, but other people might judge me for it. But if it's not phrased that way, then I'll be safe. But part of it is also kind of shifting the norm in gaming culture away from this idea of shame and pride in difficulty, and moving more towards oh, I just realized that I haven't plugged my laptop back into the internet, so it's on Wi-Fi. So please let me know if we wind up having any stream related issues, but hopefully that won't be a problem. No, I'm sorry, I know this is kind of like a slight disconnect before we dive into the game itself, but I think that this is something really important to mention, because it would be one thing if people were like, I don't want to have this option, like, I don't want to choose this option myself. But people start, like, there's this, it's like this, like, heated, controversial thing to talk about difficulty. To encourage and allow for difficulty settings and accessibility, which is part of what it is. And really what it comes down to has to do with identity, which is actually something we talked about in my last Deltarune stream. The idea of nerds, gamers, staking their identity in what they're playing and what they experience. Which is part of why people get really, really, really personally hurt and defensive if you say something negative about a thing they like, is because in a way that genuinely feels to them like you're saying those things about them. But also, if you are struggling with feeling like you're inherently worth something, then you can be like, you know, I have all of these things that I'm not sure about how I feel about myself with them. But I'm objectively good at this video game. I'm objectively good at doing this hard thing, and that is some way in which I can believe in my own value. Then kind of it makes sense that anything that seems like it threatens the recognition of that value feels like it's threatening the recognition of your value. And so in that case, when people start talking about making things easy so that people can play these hard games without having to do what you've done, that feels as though it's weakening your own personal value. And that kind of can almost be like dangerous for people who are struggling with self-esteem and are trying to plug that hole in them with whatever they can. Here it seems like you're taking away one of the plugs and the hole is going to open up, and having that hole wide open in you hurts a lot. And so I think that trying to fix that and have a healthy and reasonable conversation about accessibility and difficulty levels, I think we're going to have to recognize when somebody is speaking out of that place of pain, what can we do to heal that pain so that they don't need that particular pride that is so easily threatened. Because by all means, if you can beat Dark Souls blindfolded using a soup ladle, that is an accomplishment, my friend, and you should be proud of yourself. And if you play Dark Souls normally, and it's a hard game for you, and you struggle and you beat it, that's an accomplishment, and you should be proud of yourself. And if you are somebody who doesn't have a lot of inherent player skill, or maybe there's something about the way your brain is wired that makes your reflexes, basically you have, you know, for example, some sort of a disability related to your reflexes, and you managed to beat Dark Souls with some help. Was that hard for you? And you overcame it? Congratulations. So like, I feel like if we can find a way to separate our valuing of ourselves from the difficulty levels presented in a video game, I think that things will be healthier, and then we can take better care of the members of our community who need accessibility, which is what difficulty is. It's not like accessibility isn't just, for example, altering controllers so that people who have different physical abilities are still able to participate. But accessibility is part of it too, making it so that people who have less skill, less experience, less training, lower reflexes, who maybe are a little older or have something else going on, are still able to participate in this hobby that we love. All of that's valid. So I'm just gonna say that right there. And so I like the way that this is written, because it emphasizes what it does and not what it doesn't do, for those who really want to challenge. And then so what's interesting here is that this one specifically tells you what mechanics change, because if you're choosing ultra hard, you're interested in the mechanics. If you're interested in story, you don't really care about the mechanics. They're not going to tell you what they do. They're not like, we lower the amount of health that enemies have and raise the amount of damage you do. Like, chances are here that's not your concern. And notice that they say accessible. Also notice that normal is actually closer to story mode than it is to ultra hard, which I think is good. So I think that sort of thing is, I don't know. And a Royal Priestess, sorry, we're going to dive into the actual game in a moment, but I'm really excited about what you said there, Royal Priestess, that we need to expand our understanding of difficulty, because that is actually something that I really, really want. Oh, I have to go to the main menu to play it? Okay, hold on. Settings? I really want to acknowledge, like, that something that people miss when they talk about difficulty, and that I've talked about before, is the idea that difficulty is relative. So depending on where you begin, and this is something I talked about in Celeste, especially when I played Celeste, where I did use, okay, extras. Okay, we'll do that in a moment. Thank you. I appreciate that. No, that's really good to know. When I played Celeste, I was careful in my use of the, what do they call them? The accessibility options. What are those called? They had a really good phrase for it. Assist mode, thank you. And I would use just as much assist mode as I needed to get through something, which sometimes meant I'm angry and stressed and frustrated and this isn't going to happen, so I'm just blitzing out of this room. And sometimes it was like, what if I slow it down by 10%? I can figure it out. And I liked that I had the ability to make that decision myself and not be shamed for it. But one of the things that I want people to realize is that if you are coming at something as a you know, fully physically abled, like many years of experience under your belt gamer, then you're going to sit down with Dark Souls and be immediately starting from an easier place. Like, the game is just going to be easier for you because you have those things going for you. So in a way, you're kind of playing it from, as far as what you're bringing to the table, you're playing it kind of on easy mode compared to somebody who has, for example, some sort of a physical disability that makes things more difficult, or who is playing a game like that for the very first time. Even when I started playing it, those of you who maybe watched my first Dark Souls stream, I started playing it as a joke, and I was like taking, like, I was pausing every other step. By the way, if you've never watched me stream before and you're listening to this long talk, like, this is what we do. So I hope that you'll enjoy your time here. Also, hello, Sleeping Bee. I see you're new. Somebody else was new too, and I didn't get a chance to say hello, but welcome. But yeah, I think that it's really important to realize that if you are coming from that place trying to play Dark Souls as it is, the difficulty gap between you, where you're starting, and the game may be this. But for somebody who's starting from down here, whether it's because of some sort of a physical limitation or a lack of experience or skill, the same difficulty level up to here, relatively speaking, the gap between them and what it takes to beat the game is much greater. So they're kind of by default playing it on a harder mode. So one of the things that's really nice about things that give you difficulty options like this is that it lets you scoot this down. So it may be that a player who is coming at it from a different place than you, playing it on easy mode, is still having the exact level of challenge that you have as, again, like, you know, a fully abled, significantly experienced person playing it on a difficult mode. And so I think that that's something that people also should have pointed out to them. Like, for me, it was a huge deal to be able to beat Dark Souls. I grew so much as a person able to play video games, because I'd never played anything that hard before. For other people, it's like a fun challenge, but it's kind of like the difference between, like, if you're running a 5K and you're used to running half marathons, a 5K is nothing. If you just did couch to 5K and you reach your first 5K, that's a huge accomplishment to you. It's the same distance that you're running, you know? But, like, even if you're running a slow 5K versus, like, the, like, I barely broke a sweat version of, like, a half marathon runner, like, the accomplishment is relative. The difficulty is relative. So, all of that to say, good job, Horizon Zero Dawn. And the fact that they added an extra challenging mode for people who are like, I really want it to be harder, and they're like, okay, we'll give that to you. That's cool. That's cool. I'm all for giving people more challenges if they want them. I think that's great. If a game developer can, like, if a development studio can do that, that's fantastic. Oh man, Vi, I've been thinking about getting back into Couch to 5K because it's been a while and I'm definitely in need of a little boost. Let's go ahead and watch this opening cinematic that I missed. because I missed it. So let's do it. Yeah, that's part of it. I know it's going to be good for my brain because I've done it before. But it's going to be hard this time. Very hard. Just have to do it. Just have to do it. Before it gets snowy, then it's harder to get into running. All right, let's watch this intro movie that I missed. Oh, that's pretty. You gotta realize the only recent game that I've played that's like graphically intense was Final Fantasy VII Remake, so everything is amazing to me. Look at that. This guy definitely has a almost Viking-esque design. Is it Viking? Is it Celtic?
What's that now? Don't like the cold?
Baby.
Can't stay in today. We have a ritual to perform, you and I.
Oh my goodness. Look at the detail on the mouth.
Here. Wear this. It belonged to my daughter. Good. Today, I speak your name, girl. But will the goddess speak it back?
Ooh, that's pretty. Nicely woven in credits, too.
Normally, it would be the mother who declares, if you had one. The whole village would attend, and matriarchs perform the ritual. But we are outcasts. Even so, we keep the tribe's rituals. Otherwise, we might become like the faithless old ones, who turned their backs on the goddess.
That's contemporary
But
architecture
their
from our time.
wickedness doomed them.
Okay.
To us, were left the splendors of creation. Beasts of air, water, earth, and steel. It is one thing to hunt a beast, another to hunt a machine. You must be humble and respect their power. I will teach you this. One day.
I sure hope you do, sir.
What is she doing here? Does she mean to forbid the ritual?
No, off your knees. It's nearly time.
Oh, I
And
love her.
yes, you may speak to me.
You
Her voice
came
sounds
to
familiar.
bless the naming,
Have not 6 months gone by since we entrusted her to you?
but we are outcasts.
You by choice, and she, well... I am a High Matriarch, Rost. I bless whom I choose.
Then you honor us.
Yes, now go, and be ready to declare. Go!
I love her so much.
Oh, Mother, this child needs a name by which to know her. That your love may warm her life as the rising sun warms all the earth. Speak her name!
Aloy!
And so her name is blessed.
Stop this at once!
Oh no.
What have you done?
I've blessed the naming of a child.
Stubborn woman, you call that curse a child? What did she tell you about his birth, outcast? Answer!
I've done only what you asked.
To raise it, yes. We said nothing of love.
Enough.
And you, blessing its name like it was one
I
of the
know
Nora,
my duty
one
to
of the
them.
tribe.
And to you.
Without consultation.
I'm here.
Did all year, did
And wherever you go, I will follow.
The overlapping conversations there makes it feel so real and alive. And they've established so much about the setting and the characters and the situation in such a little amount of time. Including hitting you with the, by the way, there's robots? So beautifully integrated where you're like, yes, wait. I'm a little quiet. I don't think it's that I'm a little quiet. I think it's probably that it's a little bit loud. Oh man. Okay, well I can turn the game down a little bit if you think it needs to be. Oh, yeah, it's not turned down at all. We'll drop it to here. Okay. So tell me if that works a little bit better audio balance wise. Okay, so first of all, I'm glad that I watched that from the beginning with all of you instead of accidentally watching it before stream started. Anytime you want to establish a setting, you have a few ways you can do it. And sometimes it can be done gracefully, and sometimes you aren't trying to do it gracefully, you just want to get it done, but there's a few things you can do. So it's interesting, in Final Fantasy X, they throw you without any explanation into Xanarkand. And then quickly you find yourself in Spira, and don't know anything about what's going on, and neither does the character. And that is a wonderful, very convenient way for them to explain things to you. There's a saying that's used in like science fiction and fantasy writing circles, the as you know Bob, which is when you have two characters speaking to each other, info dumping about the setting, the plot, something, and they already know, well, you know, as you know Bob, we live in this tribe in the mountains. Oh yes, I know Joe. Where it's really, really awkward and ham-fisted, and that's difficult. So what they're doing here, what they do is nice, because having the father figure explaining to the child who can't understand a word he's saying, she's a baby, having him explain it, we get to follow it in a way that feels real. And you'll notice he doesn't go into too much detail, because you wouldn't go into too much detail. You would just be giving the summary of the world as you know it. Also, while he is explaining it, the visuals are doing a lot of work too. So we're getting some shorthand that if you'd never experienced things kind of skirting fantasy and science fiction, I think it would be like newer and more shocking. But because I have a pretty solid background in both fantasy and science fiction and science fantasy, the bridging of science fiction and fantasy, I'm able to recognize, like, I don't know if I was too quiet compared to the background noise, when he talks about the people of the past and it shows ruined architecture, that ruined architecture is very familiar. It's almost Victorian looking, I think. So it looked very like from our world, even though nothing else looks like it's from our world. So that may be an indication that we are in fact in the far future of our world, where technology brought about the end of the world, and so people retreated to a less technological time in which technology is forbidden because it destroyed the world in the past. Like, this is a trope. It is a familiar and well-worn trope. There's probably a name for it. I'm sure TV Tropes has a name for it, but there's like also probably names for it and things outside of TV Tropes too. And using a trope is not bad. It's an intentional decision that can save a lot of time, both in the world building and in the sharing of the world building. And really what matters is how well you use it, if that makes sense. So if this game is that, I have no problems with it. It means that I can dive in and have certain expectations. Now, the way that they establish the robot creatures is first of all, like, they know that that's the part that's going to get you, because they can count on the fact that most likely, if you are playing a game, if you're playing an open world game like this, you probably have some familiarity with the genre conventions, and so you're like, okay, like, you know, Magitech of the past society, like JRPGs in the Super Nintendo era alone, I can list off a whole bunch that use that trope, where the past was great and technological, and they brought about the end of the world with their technology, and then technology was forbidden. Like Secret of Mana and Final Fantasy VI are two examples that do versions of that. But what's different here is, because sometimes, like, in those cases, you'll find technological enemies, but it's not, like, built into, like, a big part of the setting. So here you're like, yes, okay, technology is forbidden because we destroyed the planet, and so our society is in ruins, and now they're living in, like, a more like, tribal type life. And then he's like, yes, enemies of, like, you know, or beasts of, like, water, wind, earth, and iron. And you're like, wait, that's not one of the elements. What's going on here? And then they show you this, like, awe-inspiring, like dinosaur AT-AT thing comes walking by, and, like, the world is shaking, and it's making technological sounds, and you're just, steel, okay, steel, not iron, sorry. It's very effective, because that's where they get you. Oh, very nice play, Tiger. Yes, iron is technically an element, but I'm talking about, like, the four elements. And they know that that's them pulling in the thing that you don't expect, the thing that you don't see, and that is presumably a big part of the setting, especially when the dad's like, I'm going to teach you about this, and I'm like, I sure hope you are. I sure hope you don't, like, die when I'm supposed to go out training, and then I don't know. We'll see. Yes, no, it was very, very good use of surprise. It was very well done. And they sold it to you, especially with the spectacle, too. Like, the visuals, the audio, like, everything goes very well to tell the story. I feel as though we were in for a treat. Also, I have to say, again, I don't have a lot of experience with contemporary games with, like, pseudo-realistic graphics. Okay. So I'm gonna be, like, shocked by how good everything looks. People are making fun of me for that, gently, in a loving way, with Final Fantasy VII Remake. Because I was like, oh my god, it's like I'm there. And they're like, Lauren, when was the last time you played a contemporary graphic-focused game? And I was like, I think the Xbox 360. Oops. It's been a little while. But I will say that the Uncanny Valley is a problem, and they have managed to make things look shockingly realistic while still choosing not to be hyper realistic. But the baby's face, it's really easy for babies to look super creepy, and, like, they did a pretty good job because they put a lot of care into the mouth in particular. But the old woman who chose to bless the baby is, like, my favorite characters. I love her already. I do really like that character archetype, but the way that her face is so distinctive, her voice is very distinctive. She, like, gives kind of like the you can't tell me what to do, like, older woman, like, could be archetypal. And this feels like enough of a, like, hero journey story that they can have characters that are archetypes come to life and it would fit. But she's just really, really, she feels really, really real, an individual. Yes, the old lady who's definitely not the angel of the slums in Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yes, no, that's a fair connection, and I do like that archetype. What can I say? Death Stranding, I don't know that game would be for me. I think that Kojima at his ultimate Kojima-ness would be more than I could take as seriously as it should be. But yeah, so the dad character, I will see kind of how developed he gets. But I do like that I can immediately start mapping the characters to, like, feelings and associations that I have. I like the conflict. I like how he seems to, like, accept the fact that he's an outcast. And when he gets there and the old woman is there and she says, "And yes, you may speak to me," giving him permission because he's like, as an outcast, I do not have the right to speak to a matriarch. That's powerful. And then when the other woman comes and is like yelling, he immediately gets to his knees and won't look at her because he's not allowed to as an outcast. And that's a powerful and interesting decision right there. Because he seems like this like strong, independent person in some ways, but he also very much respects what keeps them from being like the old ones, whatever, those people that he was saying were not like them. Like, that's really... Hold on. I need to allow a thing here. I don't know. I feel like the world building has been really strong so far. Because it's... I think the old woman said that he was an outcast by choice. And I'm sure we're going to get more detail on what it means to be an outcast. And why is this child a curse? Like, we'll see. I suspect what's going to be here. I think that my guess is that they're going to give me a whole bunch of tropes, and it's going to feel like an archetypal hero's journey with archetypal characters. And then they're either going to take it to such extreme depths that I'm going to be like, wow, you managed to construct so much out of archetypes, or they're going to turn it on its head in a way that I don't expect. Either one would be very satisfying, but I don't think we're going to get a halfway approach to it. So I'm very excited about this. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and dive into the new game and choose normal difficulty, which I think will be fine for me. I have beaten Dark Souls. I'm doing pretty well in Hades. Both of these are games that are supposed to be hard. We will see what the gameplay of this is like. If I have the skills to do it, I can change difficulty after starting. All right, well, we'll see. And because sometimes people take issue with this, if you didn't hear me give my little talk earlier, I do not think there's any shame in lower difficulty levels. So if I need to lower the difficulty, I will. And I will try to be kind about it, but I also won't tolerate anyone trying to shame me for it either. So, yeah. Oh, and I guess I did well in that one Deltarune fight. So, hyperlink blocked. All right, let's dive on in and see what happens. Okay, machines. Cool, I guess I'm gonna be using machines. All I know about the sequel is that there's a hook shot, and that's all I need to know because I really like hook shots. Really like hook shots. A lot. Oh no, this is too many things. Okay. If you haven't watched me play games with complicated mechanics and things, I will warn you. I will consciously decide not to use one of my buttons until I have learned the rest of the buttons. I will just throw a lot of this stuff away until I have learned the basics and then can start adding more things one at a time. So yeah. Thank you, Marcus. I appreciate it. I'm really excited to see this game because so many people... Oh, here we go. They're just gonna straight up tell me this. Of our forgotten civilization. Okay. Alright. I could speculate, or you could just straight up tell me in a cutscene.
Aloy!
Sorry. I was talking to chat, but I got distracted by the game. Look at how cute she is. Oh no, Aloy, no, you can't do that. You're an outcast. No, you can't do that. They're gonna get mad at you. No. Those look like blueberries. I'm sorry, folks. I'll look at chat. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's a lot of berries.
She wants a mom.
You're quite the gatherer, aren't you, little Rost? Now go and see if you can find some mom.
I love that she looks like a person.
Well done. That's a good boy.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
Children, come with me. She's an outcast, to be shunned. There. Oh, Come on.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, there's water there. Okay. Okay. She's gotta be like what? 6?
Rost!
7?
Down here! Rost! Rost! He won't hear me.
No, she's older than that.
Some
What?
kind of cave?
8 or 9? Maybe. Alright, folks. Sorry,
Ugh, there were rats down here.
Okay, yeah, so she's definitely a little older. Alright, I guess I'll have to actually play this game. Oh, no, 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 don't eat me, please. Oh my goodness. Okay, so... Oh, did it actually tell me the time? Okay, look, Spiky, I was busy looking at the prettiness of the thing and the story of the thing. Yeah. There's just so much going on. I want to comment, first of all, on her face. Her eyes are a little close set. Her jaw is a little bit square. She looks like a very specific and distinct individual human instead of like an idealized sense of a human. And I think that's super, first of all, that's super refreshing, especially for something that's kind of a little bit going for realism, and it's art more than, for example, Final Fantasy VII Remake, which again is the only other game with modern graphics that I have played. Yes, the game is trying to backseat to me. Sorry, game. No, well, so like, I loved Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I loved its character designs. They made them look more realistic than dolls, but they're still like all designed to be beautiful. And a lot of character designs are designed to be beautiful. This game is not doing that. It is intentionally and consciously not doing that. So Aloy's face doesn't look like an idealized human face. And I really wonder, for one thing, they've established by showing us the variety of skin tones and facial structures up there with the children, that like characters, like in a far future society that is descended from modern society, like I like the thought that like there will be like blending of people with different physical attributes. I think that's an interesting and good thing to remember. For example, that your post-apocalyptic far future should not, for example, have 100% white people in it unless you have a good reason for it. And I would question how good your good reason is in that case. But yeah, like I don't know. I wouldn't say, because like you're saying this might be Dutch versus Japanese aesthetics. I mean, I don't know enough about Dutch culture to know whether there's like not like whether there's an emphasis on embracing like the like gritty realness rather than beauty being idealized. I don't know. Maybe that is a cultural difference, but I also would suspect that it actually has something to do with the story they want to tell and the way that they want to tell that story. Like they clearly want this place to feel very real. And I appreciate that for them that doesn't mean grimdark. Which a lot of times it's like, no, it's so realistic and serious. So it's grimdark. Every man for himself. So ugly grays and things like that, which is not really my thing. No, but I'm not roasting her appearance. That's the thing. She's a really cute little girl. Like, if I saw this little girl, I would be like, what a cute child. It's not like she's an ugly child. But she doesn't have, like the bigger eyes and the, like, perfectly, like, she doesn't look like a doll, I think is what I'm trying to say it. And, like, again, I love the characters in Final Fantasy VII Remake. And I had to come out on stream when Aerith came out in the red dress. So, like, obviously, I don't have, like, I'm not complaining about the art style decisions in that game necessarily. But there's a lot of games that do have, like, idealized beautiful faces. Or in the case of, how can I dunk on some, I told you, like, the 360 was the last time I played, like, non-indie relevant games, pretty much. I'm gonna dunk on the Borderlands series. I've only played the first 2 games, but I'm gonna dunk on them. I got deeply frustrated with the fact that the one female character in the first game and the one female character in the second game had the exact same facial structure and body structure, because that's what women can look like. They have to have a doll-like face and a beautiful, delicate body. They have to have a perfect heart-shaped face with the perfectly pointed chin and the big eyes. And that sort of thing is really common, and it's so frustrating in games where, like, the male body types can have such extreme diversity. There's, like, one giant rectangle and one, like, little skinny dude and one, like, buff burly dude, and, like, they're all built completely differently and allowed to be exaggerated. But then there is female body type, and I find that very frustrating. And it actually made me, it was one of the reasons why I didn't bother keeping up with games for a while, is because I just decided I was tired of that. So it's refreshing to see this game not take that kind of approach. And, like, it's one thing to be like, you know, as an artist, I tend to draw this particular kind of facial structure or body type or whatever, because that's what I'm drawn to. Like, okay, that happens. But allowing female characters to look like people and to look like distinctive individual people is cool. And maybe that's more common in modern AAA games, and I just haven't played enough of those. But having been, like, I've been playing games literally my entire life. When my mom was in the hospital giving birth to me, my dad was being, like, annoyingly impatient, like, pacing up and down the hall, so they sent him home, and he booted up the Atari ST and played Shop to Rescue. So, like, gaming has been part of my life, for my entire life. And one of the things that I find deeply frustrating about games has been, like, the treatment of female characters. I rage quit Star Ocean 4 for that reason. And so it's kind of nice. Like, I don't know whether Horizon Zero Dawn is part of, like, a new trend, or if they're just doing their thing, but I appreciate the thing that they're doing. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah. If you don't want somebody talking a lot about a topic that she cares about, this is probably not going to be a stream that's a lot of fun for you. But no, like, these are things that really matter a lot to me. I have not played an Assassin's Creed since, like, the second one. Those are some big I mean, I guess rats come big. Go into the cave. Okay, thank you for backseating. Hold on, we're gonna figure out. Okay, so whatever's going on with the controls of the camera and stuff, I seem to be able to, whatever it is, I've been trained by other games to make sense of it, so that's good. I don't think they're robot rats. I think I would know. One thing that was clear from that opening cinematic is that you can tell the robots pretty clearly. Like, they look like robots. They've got, like, laser eyes and, like, glowy joints and metal bodies and stuff. Unless we're gonna go, like, Terminator style here, which would be an interesting decision. Okay, so, like, the sticks seem super responsive. Like, I wonder if you can change the sensitivity on them. Yeah, well, like Aloy is pretty. Like, that's the thing. It's not like she's like, it's not like I'm like, oh, I don't want to look at this child. It's just that she looks like a person. So she's got little bitty flaws. Because it turns out you can be a flawed person and still...
Looks tight, but I can get through.
You know what I hate? Caves. But there's birds and sunlight, and it's okay. I'm be fine. We got this. Look at these lovely stalactites. Do you know how you know that they... Oh, you don't... Oh, you just toggle it. No, you do press it. Okay. Okay. Got it. Also, this means that I can make Aloy dance in the most undignified manner possible, which is an essential part of playing any game. I'm sorry, I'm really cool. Yeah, stalactites have a C because they come from the ceiling. Stalagmites come from the ground, so they have a G. For all that I have a phobia of caves, I really like geology and rocks and minerals and things. So...
This must be a ruin of the metal world. One of the old places.
I was about to say, this looks like we might be in a subway station. Alright, Lauren, it's just a subway station. You can handle those. You've been to those in real life? I literally have a phobia of caves. Just FYI. These canisters. It's interesting the metal doesn't seem to have warped, just tarnished with age. What are you? My revulsion and fear of being in a cave is warring with my need to stare at everything that okay. Alright. I can do this. I mean, the child is fearless. She's like, whatever, it's a cave. Why are you whining? You're a full-grown adult. The way she, like, flails her arms a little bit for balance, like, it looks like they definitely did some motion capturing or studying of, like, actual children. Because children don't move their bodies the way adults do because they're proportioned differently and they haven't yet quite figured out how to do it. Okay, hold on. It's gonna take my brain. Do I have a jump button? No. I have a crouch button. However, okay, cave forgotten, jump button discovered. Yes! Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna regret this. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Aloy. Please forgive me. That would hurt so much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Children are fortunately made of rubber. Okay, so usually the jump button is the top one in Final Fantasy XIV and something else I played. And usually the bottom button is run. But the bottom button is jump, so I'm gonna have to remember that you jump with your feet in this game. Is this, or is it a sewer? Maybe it's a sewer. She's just gonna like go like tromping through the water. What is this? I mean, Aloy doesn't know, but I wanna know. Oh, it's so beautiful though with the green, the contrast. It's gonna do another jump scare on me, isn't it? See, look at these stalagmites. That tells you actually this has been here for a very, very long time. Look at how much that has, look like they've grown substantially over a long period of time. It takes a very long time to build them. Oh god. Are you making me do this game? Are you making me do this? I really don't want to do this. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, Aloy. I'm sorry, friend. I don't know where we're going or what we're doing. To go into the cave and I'm in the cave. Oh, there's a door. Alright. I'm bracing for this
Rost said never go in places like this. But I have to find a way out.
Good advice. Are you gonna get eaten by a dinosaur? A robot dinosaur? Oh, look at this! There's a sound here. Oh, it's bats. Okay. That could be worse. Bats are really unsettling in real life because your brain wants to think that they're birds, but they don't fly like birds, so your brain has a really hard time processing them. So Austin, Texas, where I lived for about a decade, has the world's largest urban bat colony, which is how I know this. Music. I look at the reflection of the water. Look at the reflection of the light through the water on the wall. What a beautiful detail. That also makes the place a little less scary, but it is pretty scary. This is a very science fictional song. Like, this is the music that it makes me think kind of like Stellaris, which is one of my favorite soundtracks. Haven't played the game, love the music. Austin's bats are pretty cool, but it is really interesting when a brain is used to something and then it sees something that's not quite right and it tries to map it to what it knows and then there's something wrong. I'm really excited to experience this story. Anyway, I'm sorry, I feel like I was trying to talk to people and then I got distracted and then there was a cave. And caves are really scary. But if I was trying to talk to you and I failed, I apologize, and thank you for sticking around anyway. Okay, so the music starts up when I'm in here. This is where I'm supposed to be. Yeah, there's bats. Okay, it's just bats. Just bats. Just bats. We're good. We're good. Yeah, I guess actually my experience with the bats is kind of like an uncanny valley thing, isn't it? They seem normal but not, and your brain is like, something is not right. Something is wrong with these birds. Something is wrong with these birds. They don't move right. Because they don't. They don't flap their wings right. They don't have feathers. And the sound they make is weird and jarring, as you can notice here. Oh, I have to go deeper. Cool. Just a subway. Just a subway. That's all. Just the flooded subway. Not a cave. Not a cave. Not a cave. Oh, I can't go through here. It's both stalagmites and stalactites. I mean, there's flowers, and that's pretty, and I feel like the Master Sword would go there. I'm sorry. And then the detail, just the light reflecting. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Like, I'm like deeply uncomfortable with the fact that it's triggering the cave part of my brain, but I'm also intrigued and don't want to look away from it. No. What a conundrum. Okay. Alright. Yeah. I guess I'm probably gonna have to go to the Master Sword cave. Good night, Nyx. Thanks for coming by. It was, oh my god. Oh my god. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Watch the way this child goes up the stairs. Did you see that? Look at the way her arms just kind of flail around to balance herself. She's like creeping up it slowly with her hands. Yes, Wooper. That's exactly what I was going to say. Is like, surely we've all done that as children. Okay, you hear the birds. So that makes it slightly less scary. What are these? I don't know that this was a. I don't know if this was a subway. I think this might have been some sort of a... Sorry, every single jump scare in a cave is going to get me, just so you know.
There's something up ahead.
Okay. No, we can do this. We can do this. Like the music is so, like, effective and beautiful and not scary. And, like, the sense of wonder is here, and the placement of, like, grass and plants is, like, just enough to keep it from being as scary.
A dead person.
Oh, no. Which I guess maybe she can probably handle better than I could. Maybe. It's a mummy. Oh. Oh, goodness. Are we gonna go down there, Aloy? I don't think we have any choice in the matter, friend. I think we're gonna have to do it. Oh, I just tried to jump on that. I guess I kinda did. Sorry. And, like, this isn't grass. I think this is, like, moss. Oh my gosh, is this what I saw earlier? What's going to happen? I wonder if she's, like, secretly, like, a technomancer and that's why she's cursed. Like, they're clearly superstitious people, but they may have reason to be. Look at these beautiful flowers. The vibration from the bats, the music picks up.
There's something shiny there.
Like, I don't know whether, like, for example, like, magic is real here. We'll find out. He's been, or they've been, turned to stone. That's not mummified. That's a body that's, like, petrified over time. I don't know enough about science to know how that happens, but I think it can happen. Like, letting her have little imperfections makes her more real. What are you doing, Aloy? The angle on that with it in the foreground and her reaching for it was really a beautiful detail. Oh, children.
Lights. Everywhere. How does it do this?
Well, I mean, you can't get any more outcast than outcast, right? So, like, I guess using the forbidden technology isn't gonna make me any worse off than not using it, right? I mean, I already have no friends but my father figure, right? Though I do really wonder what is up with that old woman. It's amazing. This is clearly very, 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 very old technology. Okay, that's the right stick. Oh my god, there's like staticky bits. Hold on. Can I interact with you? No, I can't. You're just noise. Yes, we're gonna do every blasphemy. Goodness. Goodness gracious. Oh my god. Okay. I'm sorry. I know it's too garbled for me to be able to see anything. Oh! Oh! I have a... Hold on. Okay. So when this is on, I don't have my... my compass, but I have a compass. And it shows me how many steps I am from a thing. Look at those flowers. They're beautiful. And it is beautiful. Kind of. Wait. Is this... Hold on. No, I'm sorry. I know I'm supposed to be trying to find my way out here, but I'm oh, right. Jump is the bottom button. I'm sorry, folks. But you're gonna, that looks like a CAT scanner. Like you put the body on there and it goes into the machine. And this is where like the person sits and sees what happens or what they sense, I think. Maybe not. But if I'm not trying to piece things out, am I even playing a game? Let's see. The bats are going absolutely crazy here. Some sort of weird device that I don't know. Sure is a lot of... Wait. What does that say? I think those are actual letters that I know over there. Faro. That's actually in pretty decent... Hold on. Okay, folks. Sorry, Aloy. I know you want out, but I'm trying to see what that says. Faro. That looks like a corporation's logo. Interesting. Okay. I guess I should actually go where I'm supposed to go now. Yes, so I will be doing a lot of speculating about what I think is going on. That's not me asking folks to explain things to me.
A metal door. Closed.
That's me,
Maybe this device I found can help.
That's me trying to make sense of things and figuring it out. So I like to guess what's happened and what's going to happen. So if you have a hard time with that, I'll just request if I want a question answered, I will specifically say, hey chat, like usually I'll be like yes or no, and I'll give a very specific yes or no question that I want only yes or no as an answer. And then if I need more than that, I will ask for a hint in the form of a haiku. Called a hint-ku. Yes, capitalism does seem like it may be the villain here. Probably more than just that, though. Can Aloy read? I wonder. I can read. Blast door. Bunker. It's a bunker. It's a bunker. Okay, so they were anticipating something. Okay, how am I gonna get power to it? Oh, scan. No? Did that wrong. I probably am doing something wrong. That's okay. Can I scan these? Can you tell me what this is? No. Just the door. Oh! No, it's just the door. Okay. Wait, no. I'm supposed to scan the room with it. But it doesn't appear that anything else is scannable. Okay. Let's see. The device to scan the room. Oh, hello. What are you?
It's connected to the door somehow.
How do I get to you, friend?
More lights.
Okay. I guess I'll go through here. Sorry, I'm like trying to follow chat, but also this is a very immersive game. And so... Oh, there's a rat. Hello. Rat, you don't say. Do I have to fight you? Okay, good. No. Well, not yet, anyway. Oh, okay. I thought I might have to run from it. All right. Oh! Oh! Oh, they're glowing now. Wait, what was that? Faru, yeah, see? It's the... Okay, what do I do here? Oh, here we go. Okay, got it. Okay. Oh, okay. How do I... I want it to match that thing which had the red on the bottom. Did that work?
Changed color.
I think that worked. Oh, man. There was an entire chapter that was cut out of the Once and Future King that was all about that question of what is the ideal form of human government. And it turns out that there really isn't one, and it's really sad. So in the end, Arthur and his friend the bear just walk out as everyone is arguing about that. I almost hear radio interference. No, I do hear radio interference. Did I turn the power on? Is the power turned on? Oh, I guess I did turn the power on. What does that mean down there? I want to go down here. No, I want to go back down there. I'm sorry, Aloy. I know you want to get out of here. But I want to look at this. It's trying to be powered. Huh. Yeah, hand-freed. I did just start it. I did just start this game.
The door changed color too.
Yeah, because she has no way of knowing exactly how this works, but she's clearly really clever. She's clever enough to like piece together connections and be like, this looks like I see something tying that to this. I see the colors have changed. These things match the colors. Like, I think that's really cool. So, yes, apologies to anybody who wants somebody to move through things quickly, but I'm afraid I will not be providing that service for you. Oh man.
It did it.
Yeah, so she takes a guess that that's gonna work if she touches the spot that's glowy, like the glowy thing that we saw before. I'm nervous. I'm going to fight something, and I'm a small child with a knife. Alright, not a cave, just a bunker, nothing but a bunker. No big deal. Oh! I want to listen to the thing. Give me the thing. There's a thing. It had an audio button. How do I want to... Maybe I'm too little bitty. I feel like there should be a button that I can do something with there. But I don't seem to be able to. Oh, I found it. Okay.
Director Evans, flash traffic from USRC. Black quartz encryption. I've routed the message to your hologrid for viewing.
US something. I'm sorry, I can't help but think that that's like United States radio control or something like that. The use of R in the little tiny description that we got during the loading screen tells me that this is in fact supposed to be our society that they're descended from, and therefore I can make assumptions like that. So we'll see. Robot cave. There you go, Discipline Daddy. Whatever, I'm doing really fine despite it being a cave. I think I'm doing okay. See, like, okay, so it's a bunker, so it's not a subway station. Oh my gosh, she's having some trouble. I mean, I imagine she doesn't have a ton of experience walking down staircases like this. So she doesn't know you're supposed to hold onto the railing for balance. Alright. Oh, there's gonna be another thing here I want to figure out. No? No? She's just like, what are these things? And I'm like, lore, Aloy, lore, stick with me, kid. We're gonna look at everything and listen to everything. Interesting, there's plants down here too. There must be, I guess, how does the sunlight get here though? I wonder. Notice I'm like instinctively doing what you would do here and like trying to like walk where it's shallower, even though I'm not actually the one getting my feet wet. You know? Huh. Maybe, but it has flowers. Does moss have
What's that?
flowers? I don't know, Aloy.
It's got a device, like the one I found.
She knows what devices are because technology. Oh, wait, hold on.
Want it this way? It's the best I can do. He's right behind you. Hi! Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man. Look, Daddy can't be there with you and Mom, but we can still have a party, right? Sure we can.
Show me. Show me again.
I can do. He's right behind you. Hi! Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man. Look, Daddy can't be there with you and Mom, but we can still have a party, right? Sure we can.
Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man.
The way she says hi back. How delighted she is to see somebody who is saying words of love. Like, she seems to be able to understand that that's not a person who's there, that she's seeing a thing. Oops, I don't know what my buttons are, so I'm just gonna randomly vault around a lot. No big deal, right? What were you doing here? You're... Stonified... That's a couch, folks. That's a couch. Is this a bed? This is somebody's bedroom. I think. Oh. Oh, there's a way through. I love how, like, organically I found that, you know? What is this? It's sparkly. Oh, I guess that's just the whetstone. But yeah, everything here. Okay, so this isn't just naturally aged though. Like the fact that like these were books and they seem to have turned to stone. The bodies seem to have turned to stone. Something has happened here, and maybe this is a thing that can happen in a normal scientific situation. Faro is definitely the company that... Oh. I'm sorry, I'm gonna investigate a bit more. Like, I think somebody said calcified. Oh, Aloy, you're gonna be in so much trouble when you get out of here and you have forbidden technology. What is this? Just blobs. Isaac. Recording a video for his son, I suppose. A chair. Soft, cushy chair. Recording a birthday video for his son. Because he's stuck in the bunker doing science. Did you bring about the end of the world with your science here? I wonder. Oh. Yes, FluteBot wants to make sure that you stretch and you drink some water. It's a good idea. Alright. Alright, let's do it, little one. Good thing you're little. Oh, I guess that's one way. Hopefully I didn't miss lots of things. I guess the birthday party brought about the destruction. Maybe so. I had originally thought when they said bunker that this was a bunker to keep things out. But I actually think that this might have been a bunker to keep things in. Whatever science they're doing. Top secret experiments. Oh, hello. What are you? Glasses? What are you? 2066.
Well, happy New Year, dear diary. Can you believe we actually celebrated last night? Well, we did. Kind of. Director Evans invited everyone to gather in the community room. Don't know where he got the party hats. That was a ghoulish touch. So there we sit, watching the clock tick down to midnight, and I'm thinking, am I the only one who gets the symbolism of this? It might have been worth it if Skylar had gotten drunk again, but I seem to be a mistake she doesn't want to repeat.
Huh. Yeah, see again, there's these what looks like they may have been organic substances once upon a time, but not anymore. So they're in the bunker, celebrating the new year. And it's ghoulish to do so. Perhaps they are the only survivors in their mad science bunker. I'm sorry, folks. I can't not try to piece everything together. Couches, coffee table, eating room. Okay, yeah, this looks like this is more of a community center, a community room here. Oh, oh, okay, yeah, okay.
I saw them lining up in the community room. Like cattle in a slaughterhouse, but smiling at each other. Shauna handing out meds like being alive is some kind of pain to be eased. Well, not me. I don't want to go quiet. I don't want to trail off. I want a period at the end of my life sentence, not an ellipses. Hell, an exclamation mark. So if that upsets whoever finds this, too bad. I don't know anyone, anything, anymore.
Well, that was a gunshot. That's a person. Right there. Okay, so this is gonna be like the anti-Talos Principle. Not like in a bad way. Just... like they look from their pose like they were frozen mid-movement, like it was in pain. I don't... I'm sorry, it's just... Yeah, that's you. Yeah, no. As much as I like the full stop as the summary title of that clip, I don't think I'm gonna listen to that again. So the Talos Principle is a game that I played, and I don't play puzzle games, but it's one of the most beautiful experiences I've ever had in a game. It's this beautiful, like, humanist meditation on the, like, what it is to be human and the best of humanity, and what we do when we have, like, Nier is on my list, actually. I was trying to decide what to play next when I finish Deltarune on Saturdays, and I'm gonna do Psychonauts too, but I think I might do Nier after that, because I like stories that hurt you trying to figure out what it means to be human and the best and the worst of mankind, and, like, you know, what matters and what Talos is like. So I follow the Talos Principle writer on Twitter, and it's interesting because I often disagree with him, and yet I can see that he's the mind that created that wrote the Talos Principle, and that's really interesting. Soma is a horror story, unfortunately, and so I can't play it. I don't do well with horror, unfortunately. Which is a shame, because there's a lot of really good story out there that is horror, that is off limits to Lauren's. Okay, so I'm gonna listen to this one again.
Well, Happy New Year, dear diary. Can you believe we actually celebrated last night? Well, we did. Kind of. Director Evans invited everyone to gather in the community room. Don't know where she got the party hats. That was a ghoulish touch. So there we sit, watching the clock tick down to midnight, and I'm thinking, am I the only one who gets the symbolism of this? It might have been worth it if Skylar had gotten drunk again, but I seem to be a mistake she doesn't want to repeat.
I just have to comment, sorry, I'm gonna dive out of things a lot by accident because I don't know what button does what yet. That probably won't change. The juxtaposition of this against full stop. Like, this guy's voice even has this kind of like petty normal bro kind of sound, and the fact that he's like, man, this girl didn't get so drunk that she hooked up with me, man, and this other person is like talking about life and death and choosing to die on his own terms, and to have both of those side by side, really, I don't know, the fact that they don't fit is really good and interesting. Like, for one thing, it keeps it from being too much of like a meditation in one direction or the other, which isn't what they're going for. That's not the point of the story, I don't think. And so again, it kind of paints a fuller picture of the people here as people. with different motivations and different relationships to what's going on. I would have assumed when this guy talks about the party hats, and the other guy talks about them basically taking their meds to go to sleep for good. Yeah, it's not that, well, it's not just that everyone is a tool for pointing at the plot or not. And then there's something that I really like. So Talos Principle does this sort of found storytelling in a way that is better than any other game that I've ever seen do it, which I like the found storytelling approach when it's done well. A lot of times you just kind of accept that, like, you are willing to suspend disbelief and say, yes, everybody recorded audio logs of everything, and I'll just pick up those audio logs. And sometimes I'm like, you know, I'm willing to suspend disbelief, just like I'm willing to suspend disbelief in a JRPG that you just walk into people's houses and they don't get uncomfortable with it. Like, there are certain, like, things you have to accept to experience the story. But I like but you know, no, I think they are talking about life and death, and they're both dealing with it or not dealing with it in different ways, where one person is like trying to find some kind of enjoyment and one person is trying to have some sense of control. Very, very human, very, very different human reactions to what happens, which is something that I loved in Talos Principle. You see people being petty, you see people being, it's like, what do you do when faced with mortality? What do you do when faced with the end of the world? What do you leave behind? How do you spend your last days? And just the way that Talos Principle answers those questions is beautiful. And there are so many people that you get these tiny, tiny insights into, and you never get a full piece of anything. And the most beautiful piece of all, I don't know who sent it, and I don't know who they were talking to, but it's a message, and it's just, I don't think that will ever leave me. It's funny, I've lost a lot of my memories from the year that I played that game, but there are certain parts of the Talos Principle that I think I will carry with me forever, and it really doesn't get any more than that as a writer, to know that you've left a mark on someone that will go with them forever. But it's really just a profoundly beautiful game. The puzzles are fun too. I'm not even a puzzle person, but the puzzles are fun. Hey, Aurorian. Well, I am very slow, but you know what you're getting into with my streams, so... Oh, interesting. These are like... These look like icons indicating something. But they're, of course, glitched. Find a way out? No? Yeah, no, just Talos is just... Oh, I love it. I joked about needing a button that says ask me about the Talos Principle because I love it. It's incredible. It's definitely not for everyone. Like I said, like, I don't like puzzle games. I struggle with spatial reasoning, but I got better after a lifetime of being bad at spatial reasoning. Like, noticeably bad at it. Like, teachers commenting on it. I played Talos Principle and was motivated to confirm. Sit and start. Okay, my eyes adjust. Sorry. Oh man. Yeah, Subnautica is something that I'm interested in, but I don't think I'd be able to play it, unfortunately. Oh man. I would worry about getting motion sickness if I did the VR version of it. I had to turn the camera to over the shoulder playing Talos, so I don't think I'd be able to handle that. Something squeaked. Hello, rat. Channel point request for what? Oh, ask me about the Talos Principle. Oh man. So they were definitely in their bunker after the end of the world. And so they chose to take a peaceful end or not a peaceful end. Oh god.
Why did they die here? What happened to them?
Yeah. A clever and curious little girl. Oh, this is him. This is that same guy.
I mean, seriously? Record our thoughts for posterity. Great idea, Director Evans. Like I haven't done enough for posterity already. Like I wouldn't be here like this if not for posterity. I'm done with posterity. Posterity can go.
I like that this is the same guy who we heard kind of making the, like, flippant conversation earlier. Choosing to spend the last days here for the sake of the rest of humanity, then perhaps you didn't bring about the end of the world. Perhaps you tried to find a way to save part of the world, and that meant not spending the end of the world with the people you love, and you chose to give that up for posterity. I gotta say, I did not expect this game to be like this. Oh, okay. Alright, we're gonna go in here. Yep. Alright. These don't look like pets. I guess they must have been beds. Sleeping. This one was sleeping. Is this Skylar?
And Machu Picchu. Always wanted to see that. I never did. Why didn't I go with Owen when he asked? Stupid. Should have gone. Well.
Did you hear the way she said, well? This is very much making me think of Talos. Hello. You look like you're in the middle of moving.
And maybe that's all I need, you know? That moment the door opened and you were standing there wearing that retro weave dress. And the way you smiled. I had to look away or you were gonna see on my face what had just blossomed inside me, you know? It was just an instant, but I knew we'd be forever.
And she's gonna say her last goodbyes to the person she loves. Yeah, this is the kind of thing that Talos does as you keep digging through it. As you get to see people's final words. And some of it's beautiful and some of it's painful. And those are her last words. You can tell in the way that she's singing that her body is dying and she's choosing to sing spiritual, I think, rather than a hymn, but I'm not sure. I'm sorry, I don't know what button I'm supposed to use to end conversations. Was that Amazing Grace? Is that why I knew the melody? Because the melody was familiar, but I didn't know the words, so I couldn't place it. I'm not... I do love that song. Yeah, I mean, Aloy has some cultural understanding. Like, she knows that there was a time in the past. And people in the past. And she's clearly a very, very clever little girl, so she's piecing some of this together. Wait. This is paper. You can see that it's paper. How has the paper not broken down? Or been calcified like so much else? Okay. Yeah, Amazing Grace is just an absolutely beautiful song. Is this someone I've spoken to already? No. Well, spoken to. Listened to.
And pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Death. I'm sorry. It's been a while. And well, these meds Johnny gave us are really something. So, okay, from the top, kids. Hail Mary, full of grace.
Sorry. There's just... I feel like these people may actually be pretty equivalent to what's going on in Talos. Like, the way one of them said, I've done this for posterity, makes me think that what they're doing is not actually mad science gone awry that brings about the end of the world, but I think they're trying to do something to save the world. Yes, no, those are definitely suicide pills that they were given. Except for the one guy who didn't want to go that way. And chose not to. Okay, I've been here already. That's the paper on the table. Good night. Yamamanama. I'm past my usual cutoff time, but I'm not gonna stop right now. Sorry. I'll keep going until I get to a stopping point. Sorry, I feel like I usually try to...
He found me! Rost found me! Down here! I'm coming! I'm coming!
He's going to be upset that she's got the forbidden technology.
I'm coming, Rost!
His fear... like the panic in his voice, thinking of her down here. And she looks in the direction where she hears his
I hear
voice.
you!
Aloy, come to my voice!
I hear you!
Aloy! Aloy!
I hear you!
Sorry, I just want to look around. Okay. It's really...
Aloy! Aloy!
I'll be right there!
Oh, Mother be praised. Come, girl. Take my hand. You don't belong down there. Come. Such places are forbidden, Aloy.
I fell in.
They are of the metal world.
And what is on your face?
What is that on your face?
Nothing.
Oh, jeez, child.
Did you find it down there?
No.
She's not a good liar.
Give it to me.
No.
Aloy, such things are dangerous.
No!
Well, if you're gonna go sneaking away from home, you'll need to know how to survive in the wild. Come, Aloy. Home now. But starting tomorrow, you will learn to hunt.
That sounds like a tutorial. Coming up. Oh. Oh, this... See, and like the fact that he has wrinkles in his face. What is she doing? Oh no, oh, Aloy.
All these shapes. What do they mean?
Take your bow.
Bow?
And enough muttering to that plaything. We descend to the valley now. Follow. The wilds can be dangerous, Aloy. You will need to stay close and do as I say.
I know.
Now, you're still
Beautiful.
scratched up from that fall you took yesterday. So let's start there. Take this medicine pouch. I'll show you how to fill it.
Oh man. Tutorials.
See this
Awesome.
plant over here? It's called salve brush. Come, gather its berries in your pouch.
This is a nice, very like in the world way of explaining
Aloy, come
things.
now. Gather the berries. Good. Now eat the berries.
Oh. Press up? I'm trying to hit up.
Aloy, eat the berries.
I'm trying. But it's not working. I'm hitting the up on the D-pad. Is that not what I'm
Eat the
supposed to
berries,
do?
Aloy.
Or is my controller broken? Because I'm hitting the... Am I not supposed to be
Good.
hitting up on the D-pad? Okay.
Now eat the berries.
Because it's not doing anything. Is my controller broken?
Aloy, eat the berries.
I think my controller's broken. Like, the stick is fine. But the D-pad's not working.
Eat the berries, Aloy.
I'm pressing, I'm holding. Did I have to use the D-pad in Final Fantasy VII Remake?
Good. Now eat the berries.
Yeah, the D... Okay.
Aloy,
Yep, my
eat
D-pad,
the
or
berries.
my controller took a journey and got really beaten up. So we may actually not be able to progress farther than this.
Eat the berries.
Oh, no, it's... Okay, so the up arrow is not working. Look at that. The down is, but the up is not. Okay. Well, the up part of my D-pad is broken. I'm going to have to get a new controller by next week, apparently. So I may have to save. Or let it autosave. Does it autosave? Did it save? Has it saved? Or will I have to replay that section? Or can I just let it sleep? Because I can just put it in sleep mode and not turn it off, right? I don't know when it autosaves, but I assume there has to be an autosave. All right, well, this is not
Now eat the berries.
when I would have chosen to stop playing tonight. Okay, but we may have to... Either I will get a new controller. Yeah. Oof. Next week we eat the berries. Yeah, I'm sorry to stop at such an awkward time, but I literally can't progress. Oh man. Okay, well, I'll get a new controller. Maybe quit will say when it last saved. Let's see. Okay. Okay, well, hopefully that will have saved things properly. I wonder whether this title screen will change as the story goes on, but I'm not sure if it will. Alright, so before we shut down for the night, I want to chat just a few minutes, if that's okay. If that's okay. Hopefully, well, it didn't give me an option to save. Yeah, honestly, I should just get a controller sometime in the next week, which I can do. I can manage that. And I'm gonna want to have a fully functional controller by the next, like for games. So as long as, hopefully I won't have to replay through that, but we'll find out next week. So thank you. Yeah, I'm so sorry for the dramatic delay in getting things started. But we had a number of technical difficulties. So for folks who have waited the couple of extra weeks from when I said I was going to start playing this game to now that I'm actually playing it, I appreciate your patience. For folks who stuck around today, even though it was an hour later than I usually start, thank you for your patience. For anyone who is joining me for the first time, thank you for tuning in. I think this is a pretty good indication of what my streams are like. I saw a bunch of new faces wishing me well in a game that you love, and I think I'm probably going to wind up loving this game too. It's got, right off the bat, it's got the same things that I love in stories. It's not what I expected immediately. Like I said, I expected more of an adventure, so I didn't realize that we would spend the first part of the game listening to the final words of people who died, perhaps trying to save some of humanity. And a lonely little girl who only has one person who speaks to her. Like, I don't know that anybody has ever spoken to her other than Rost, because they are forbidden from speaking to her because she's an outcast, I guess is what that means. Just think of how that would affect a child. And so, like, I kind of feel like, in a way, hearing like these voices of people, like, I mean, the fact that, like, the first one that she really encounters is somebody talking to his son, wishing his son happy birthday. So there's this love in his voice, giving her something that she's never quite gotten. And you see her respond to that. I don't think she fully understands. Like, she has no way of understanding what she's hearing in the rest of those. Like, even in that one, she doesn't really know what any of those words mean, but she can pick up on the emotion. But she doesn't have the context to know any of this. So that's a really interesting contrast between what the player is experiencing and what the character is experiencing. Because, like, knowing that those people are, like, praying on their deathbeds, like, that has a lot of meaning to us that she has absolutely no cultural context to understand. She doesn't know what, like, none of them spell out directly, the world is dying, and so we have been given medication so that we can die peacefully in our sleep. Like, nobody says that. They talk around it as people would, as people do. And so I think that she has no way of being emotionally affected because she's not confronting mortality other than the fact that there are dead bodies in front of her. But I think that death is not so unfamiliar in a world in which people actually are confronted every day with, like most of us lead rather insulated lives when it comes to sickness and death, and even, like, like, you know, our food chain and things like that. Like, there is a strong disconnection between us and those things. And so I think that seeing death is a lot more shocking because we don't encounter it every day. But if, for example, you like have to confront killing things for your food, death has a different meaning. If you are aware that, you know, if you get sick, you might die. If you get injured, you might die. Your relationship with death is going to be different from a society in which, in a large number of cases, death can be avoided, which is our modern, mainstream, Western, I don't know, society. I don't know. I don't even know how to generalize that. But a lot of, like, I guess, modern societies are like that to varying degrees, perhaps. And then obviously that's not true of everything. But so I don't think she's as likely to be afraid of a dead body as a young person in our society would be. But she also has no reason to be like scared of the like existential questions that these adults in a far removed culture are asking themselves, you know? So that's really interesting because, like, I don't know about you, but I was tearing up listening to some of those moments because they're so relatable, you know? They're so human. And like, and seeing people at their best and seeing people at their worst, seeing like ugly, petty anger about like raging against unavoidable fate. Like spending your last moments thinking of the moment you realized you had fallen in love with somebody. Like, they're all very real and human experiences, and a big range of them. They all feel very real and believable, even if we wouldn't necessarily follow this one or that one's path ourselves. And so, like, as an adult who understands things about the world that we live in and knows what these people are mourning and what they're feeling and all of that, like, it hurts us, it hurts me, because you can relate to it and understand it in a way that Aloy can't. And that's really interestingly done, because a lot of times when you have found story experiences like this, if your character is truly a character, your character has some context to understand the story bits that you encounter. Now, in Talos Principle, the avatar that you are playing with doesn't really have a lot of personality presented to them. There are options that you can choose, like responses that you can choose in conversations, and I suppose in that way you kind of role play out as though the avatar is you, but otherwise most of these kinds of stories, I think, or this kind of storytelling setup, your character can understand some of it or all of it. But to have this child who has absolutely no way of understanding it, like this introduction is to set a tone, to introduce us to the world, to give us an emotional experience, us, completely separate from, I think, the primary plot. The value of going down there from the point of the primary plot is Aloy gets a gadget. So they took the inciting incident of so many, you know, calls to adventure stories. Character finds the magic sword. And on top of that, they delivered this extremely effective and kind of profound emotional experience, completely separate from that is solely effective on the player. It has nothing to do with the character without feeling disjointed. So I'm pretty confident right now going into this that the people who have written this game have a lot of skill and a lot they want to accomplish, and that if they want to give me an emotional experience and they want to tell an emotional story, I'm gonna be crying. And that's what I want in a video game and a story in general, so I'm happy about this. So thank you so much for joining me, folks. This is not what I thought my first experience with Horizon Zero Dawn was going to be like, but all my friends who want to know I can now report back to them that I've just seen this little intro, which I haven't finished. I got to the tutorial and my controller's broken, so I will have to get another one of those. And we will pick this back up next Tuesday. We should be starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, not 8, which is when I started tonight. And we will play for 3 hours and see how it goes. Yes, thank you so much. So to remind everybody, tomorrow will be my final live Final Fantasy XIV main story quest stream, and I'm going to talk through kind of what I'm planning on doing with Final Fantasy XIV moving forward, because I'm kind of going to be changing my approach. And Thursday we're going to be playing more Hades, and then Saturday I think we might actually finish Deltarune. So if that sounds like fun, that's at noon on Saturday, whereas the rest of my streams are all around 7 Eastern. Yeah, thank you, Dina. This is exactly what I want out of a gaming experience, and I'm really satisfied. So I'm looking forward to seeing where this takes me, and really, really glad that I decided to go with my gut, because I feel like this is a way more satisfying experience for me than playing Metroid Fusion on stream would have been. This music, though. Oh my god. I'm gonna just start singing along with this. Is this Julie Elvin, I think, is the singer? She's incredible. Anyway, thank you all so much. If you haven't yet joined us on Discord, by the way, hello, anyone who's still lingered, stuck around, any of our new viewers. I hope we'll see you again next Tuesday. I'll continue playing through this and see where we go. Feel free to join us on Discord, where spoilers and backseating can go in a very special channel there. We also have a friendly group of folks there, so we'd love to see you there. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. And I will look forward to seeing you all. Those of you who came over from YouTube, thank you for making the jump. Those of you who are still on YouTube, don't be shy about making the jump yourself. I'll talk to you all later. Take care of yourselves, and next time we will eat the berries. Maybe I'll get some berries and we can eat some berries together. Good night, folks.